Want these guys to know you got another thing coming. I'm still around.
Prepare to dive into the electrifying, jaw-dropping story of the most notorious gangster whose reign of terror rocked Vancouver to its core. From his meteoric rise in the criminal underworld to his shocking, untimely death. Uncover the secrets behind his infamous legacy, the bloody feuds that made him a feared name, and the explosive end that left everyone stunned. This is the story of Bindy Johal. Who was the BC gangster Bindy Johal? Bindy Johal, born Bhupinder Singh. Johal, on January 14, 1971, in Punjab, India, would become one of Canada's most notorious gangsters. His family emigrated to Vancouver, British Columbia, when he was a child, settling in the city's South Asian community. Johal's early years were marked by a rebellious streak and an insatiable hunger for power and respect. As a teenager, he became involved in petty crimes and quickly moved up the ranks of Vancouver's criminal underworld. The Punjabi Mafia Gang. Johal was an integral part of the Punjabi Mafia Gang, a group that surged in notoriety in Vancouver during the dawn of the 1990s. The Punjabi Mafia established its presence in trafficking cocaine, heroin, and marijuana, and has also been connected to the production of synthetic narcotics, including fentanyl. Bindy's crimes, whether it was selling drugs, his escapades with women, or his penchant for lavishly blowing money, were hard to ignore. His notoriety peaked in 1995 when he walked free from what was one of the most media-crazed trials in the country, where he was acquitted for the infamous murders of the Dule brothers. BC gangsters, the crimes of Bindy Johal, drug trafficking. In a 2017 crackdown, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police confiscated 70 kilograms of cocaine and uncovered $2 million in cash, believed to be connected to the Punjabi Mafia's operations. The Air India Trial. This protracted trial, spanning from 1995 to 1997, revolved around accusations against Johal for orchestrating a massive drug syndicate that facilitated heroin and cocaine influx from Asia. As the trial unraveled, another grim act linked to Johal came to light: bombing. Evidence emerged linking Johal and his group to the act of planting a lethal explosive in a car. The explosion tragically claimed the life of a woman, mistakenly believed to be the real target. Feuds and violence. Johal's criminal career was defined by violent feuds with rival gangs. His rivalry with the Dosanjh brothers was just one of many conflicts that left a trail of bodies across Vancouver. Johal was implicated in the assassination of Ron Dosanjh, an investigative journalist who was looking into the Punjabi Mafia's affairs. Dosanjh met his end outside his downtown Vancouver workspace, peppered with bullets. Despite the suspicions, the case against Johal weakened and eventually crumbled due to insufficient evidence. Johal's willingness to use extreme violence to eliminate his enemies earned him numerous adversaries and made him a perpetual target. His feud with gangster Ranjit Singh Cheema was particularly bloody, resulting in several deaths and escalating the cycle of violence in the city. Los Diablos and the Dosanjh brothers. Initially dominated by Spanish-speaking members in the 1960s, by the late 1980s, Los Diablos evolved to include those of South Asian descent. At its helm were the Dosanjh brothers, Ron and Jimmy. While Ron masterminded their operations, Jimmy played the enforcer and torturer, and together they controlled narcotics distribution across the city. Bindy, as one of their dealers, saw firsthand the power and respect the underworld could offer. 1991 saw a seismic shift in power when Jimmy Dosanjh's arrest for murder weakened the Dosanjh brothers' hold. Sensing an opportunity, Johal, along with Dean, began their own narcotics hustle. This strategic move saw even some of the members of Los Diablos even join them. The downfall. Despite his attempts to maintain control from prison, Johal's empire began to crumble. Internal strife, law enforcement pressure, and rival gangs eroded his power base. His former allies turned against him, and the once formidable network he had built started to disintegrate. Johal's arrogance and flamboyance, which had once intimidated his rivals and captivated the media, now made him a bigger target. His relentless pursuit of power and notoriety had left him vulnerable, and his enemies were closing in. Media and public perception. Bindy Johal's life and death have been the subject of extensive media coverage, documentaries, and books. His story is often depicted as a cautionary tale of ambition, violence, and the dark allure of gangsterism. Johal's brazen behavior and defiance of authority captivated the public's imagination, making him a notorious figure in Canadian criminal history. Johal's persona has been romanticized and vilified in equal measure. Some view him as a ruthless criminal who got what he deserved, while others see him as a charismatic anti-hero who lived life on his own terms. This duality has contributed to his enduring legacy, keeping his story alive in the public consciousness. Johal's legal battles and a scandal. The culmination of these events led to Johal's arrest and a sensational trial, where he and his associates were charged with the Dosanjh brothers' murders. But the trial took a scandalous turn. In an amazing stroke of luck for Johal, it emerged that a juror, Gillian Guess, was involved in a romantic relationship with co-accused Peter Gill. This tainted the verdict and resulted in Johal's acquittal and further trials on obstruction charges. The final acts of Bindy Johal. Bindy Johal's life came to a violent end on December 20th, 1998. While partying at the Palladium nightclub in Vancouver, he was shot in the back of the head by an unknown assailant. Johal died instantly, and his murder marked the culmination of years of bloodshed and criminal activity. His death was both shocking and expected. Many had predicted that his violent lifestyle would lead to a violent end. How much money did Bindy Johal make? At the height of his criminal activities, Johal reportedly raked in an estimated $500,000 to $900,000 weekly from a range of illicit dealings like assassination contracts, debt collection, and drug trafficking. He also had ties with the Buddha brothers, who were renowned in the Lower Mainland for their violent gang-related executions. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you haven't already, then don't forget to subscribe and press that like button. Also, hit the bell icon so you could never miss new updates from us. Thank you for watching, and we will meet you in the next one.